Right, what have we got today? Well, it's a small bush, so we'll just do a little bush like that instead of a bush. So it's just a small tool today, so I'll try and make this rabbit. I've done this in HDR and all the good colours and everything, 4K, so I'll get some nice close-ups. This is the Hoto or Ho2, however you want to pronounce it. I'll just call it the Ho2. The Ho2 24-in-1 precision screwdriver. So as you know, I'm quite like my precision screwdrivers. I do use them regularly. I showed you the, I think it was the iFixit Murray kit, which I thought was nice, but I didn't like the driver head because if you remember, the actual rotation on the head was ridiculous. I haven't got this with me here. It's at work because I do use these tools. You know, I don't just have them lying around. Some of the ones that I have in the house, though, I do like my PB Swiss. Now, you have different options with precision screwdrivers. Now, the whole point of a precision screwdriver is it's for small, delicate works. You don't need mega torque or anything like that. So you have two basic options. You can have a standard driver, where it's got one head in the shaft there, or you can have something like, you know, like, I mean, this is the 1/4-inch version, but it's a bit driver, so you have a magnetic head and you have bits which can go in, but these are obviously 1/4-inch. Now you can get exactly the same with the precision. So precision ones, generally the small bits that change will be 4mm, and these are 4mm, and that's in line with many others. So you can use 4mm bits from other precision drivers with this. So as you know, I quite like my PB Swiss. What I like about them is, look, the free flow, that actually spins. Listen, no noise. If you remember on the Maria kit, it was like rubbish, annoying. I mean, these are the PB Swiss handles, which are beautiful, but you can't get that in everything. And obviously with the ear, you need some sort of precision grinding there, like this on the PB Swiss tools here. That is precision grinding. It's beautiful. It's much more pleasant to use, and so you need a nice small head that's well made, not out of mystery metal from Mars. It's got to be like S2 or something like that. And so with that in mind, I was prompted to look at this tool. Anyway, get this all out of the way. I was prompted to look at this tool. Here's the box. I put it back in. I have obviously used it. I'm very impressed with it. It's extremely cheap, but it's extremely effective. When I first heard about this, I thought that'll be an absolute pile. It'll be rubbish, terrible. It isn't. And I'll quickly look at the box and then I'll show you. So the actual model number of this, even though if you look it up, it'll be called 24-in-1 precision screwdriver. You can go to Hoto's website, or you can get it on AliExpress and all the usual places for like $10. It's incredible. The actual model number that I'm looking at is QWLSD004, I think, off the top of my head. I will check that though, and I'll put it in the description if I'm wrong. So very nice box, but obviously that's not what this is about. We'll get it open and I'll show you on the back there. So there's not a lot in. You get the carton here. So carton, a little diagram on how to use it. I really don't think you need a diagram on how to use a screwdriver, but if you want to, I'll pause that there. It's in 4K, you can read that. I can't be bothered. And for the Chinese viewers, I know there are a lot of Chinese viewers there. There isn't Chinese, so I'm covering some of the text there. Boosh, get rid of that. That's the driver there, and we'll quickly look at the box. There's nothing on it apart from on the back here. It tells you the different sizes that you're getting. I'll go through all of those though, but that just gives you a visual indication of what you're getting. You've got your Phillips slotted Torx, Pentalobe, sorry, I'm wrong there. Two sizes of Pentalobe. You've got your standard Torx, then you've got Torx Security, brilliant, because that's the one with the irritating hole in the middle. Then you've got a few hexes. Then you've got your, I think they call that a U design, but it's actually two little things that need rotating. You've got the Y setup, the TW, which is the offsetty one, and then the one triangle, and I think they call that offset. It's for like iPhones and other irritating stuff like that. And there's your little bits and pieces. 60 grams. You've got your dimension, everything. Aluminium and steel. So aluminium, or if you're American, aluminum, the aluminum body there, and then steel for the bits. So pretty nice. Get rid of that. Right, let's actually look at what we're talking about here. So this is a 24-in-1. We'll get a nice close look at this. So it is like, it's aluminum, but it's got an anodized finish, and it's also like, it looks sort of like, it's quite a nice finish on it, and it gives a tiny bit, ever so slightly, it feels like a powder coat. So there is a tiny bit of grip added there, but you also have this faceted sort of section here. It's nice, because when I first got this, I thought that looks like it'll be smooth and it'll be no good. It isn't. Once you put a little bit of grip on that, it's perfect, and you don't need loads of torque for a precision screwdriver. It only has one bit of branding on there. It says designed by Hoto. And most importantly, listen. Hear that? Nothing. The sound of silence. Beautiful. And listen, even when I do it dead fast, I'm not actually rotating that watch. It's free spinning. Look at that. Beautiful. Extremely smooth. So how they've done that is that they've actually used magnets. It's extremely impressive. As you know, on the Swiss tools, beautiful. It's super smooth. It's ultra smooth, buttery smooth. On some of the iFixit stuff, it can be decent, but on the lower levels like the Maria, the plastic one, terrible. I mean, you know, you can go for something like you can get the VHR stuff, and they're better. Listen, better, but not perfect. Free flowing, not up to PB Swiss, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's their little driver version there. But on this, it's just so impressive. Look at that. Beautiful, extremely smooth, and a pleasure to use. So let's go over the quick specs, because I'm starting to waffle here. I can feel myself starting to go off in a waffle here. So the bits for this, they are 4mm and they are steel. Now they are claiming this is S2 steel, so exactly the same as you would get in the small 4mm iFixit and things like that. It's not until you get up to the, I think the iFixit's changed material when they go up to the 4mm because they need something slightly different. So pretty impressive. Now this does come in 3 colours. You can actually see them here, although would you agree that that looks different? It's supposed to come in red, black, and I think they claim that is blue, whereas to me that looks turquoise, and this looks orange and compared to red. I don't mind. I still think it looks beautiful. I couldn't care less. The reason I got the brightest colour was because then it's easier to find in a bag. It's just easier to find in a tool bag. I don't really care what colour it is. I just find that easier. I can go, oh, there's the little driver, brilliant. Or I might keep it on my desk like that. I don't know. We'll see. So the max torque rating on this is 2 Newton meters. You can do the conversion for the American pounds, but that's enough for it's a precision screwdriver. That's all you need, for goodness sake. And it is, I mean, it's pretty impressive. So where are the bits? You're probably thinking, you know, where are the bits? So if you look at things like the iFixit, you know, they have them on board. This is the VHR. They have the bits there. But you need a case, don't you? You need a case to store it. With this, it's all in one, so watch. Now this is kept in by magnets, so you just pull like that. There's no click. Listen, there's only a click when it goes down. Pop like that, so you just pull out, and it doesn't fall out. I haven't been able to get it to fall out. It's a strong magnet, so they come out like this, and it's on. They call it an internal cabinet. It's more like a carousel because look, it twists. That is beautiful. Now these are double-ended. Now normally I complain. In fact, if I have one. I think I have one there. If you remember this is a 1/4 inch, I should point out. On the VHR, they have a double-ended system, so their bits are double-ended. Now the problem with that is, because these are double-ended, if you put a normal bit in there, it goes flying down there and gets stuck. So normally when I see double-ended, I go, oh no, I don't want double-ended. They're normally terrible. These ones, it doesn't make a difference. Even though these are double-ended, because the way they've done it, there isn't a hole down there, it's just a magnet. Because of that, you can use other 4mm bits. And just to prove you before I even look at these, let's go to a standard VHR bit. Any of these, we'll just pick any at random. There you go. They're all 4mm. And I'll show you, just so you know I'm not cheating here. So they're 4mm, look. Goes into their driver, no problem. Yes. Same bit without going off camera. Same. See, works perfectly, fits perfect, works. So all 4mm bits will work, don't worry. Get that out of the way. So in that regards, now these are actually kept in by magnets. I want a nice close look at this. Look at that. They are retained in there by magnets. I prefer a magnetic retention. The reason why I prefer that is some of them, and I'll show you if I have one knocking about. There's one. Again, this is a 4mm version. This is the Vera. Now on here, they have chosen for the retention to be by 2 bits of plastic. Now the problem I had is it's a bit of a nuisance to get out, and then when it gets out, it's a friction fit, and that friction fit is going to wear down over time. I think I don't like that design. I preferred what VHR had done, and the PB Swiss, like PB Swiss on their stubby. They're the fitting better. It was just a much better fit, and I think this is a better idea. This isn't going to wear down, and it's a strong enough magnet where, look, I'm spinning that round, I'm shaking it, they're not falling out. To take one out, it's really simple. You just press on it, and it lifts up like that, and look, there's nothing there. There's a tiny little bit of engine oil, well, motor oil, sort of machine oil that they put there, which is nice to see. And then just straight back in. That's beautiful. And as you notice, instead of just painting on what they are, they've actually stamped it. I prefer that. So that happens to be a PH000 on that end anyway, and on that end it says slotted 1.5, so there you can see there's 1.5. Beautiful. And the heads, I've looked at them, I can't find any dings or marring or burrs. They've done a really decent job. Bearing in mind the price of this, I'm extremely impressed. So how do they go in? Dead easy. So you just, now again, there's no hole down there, it's actually a magnet. So straight in, boom, and then you do your little fine work. And again, you don't need a lot of torque on something like this, but that's beautiful. Let's check for play. So there will be some, obviously. So let's have a look. So look, I'm going to rotate it left and right. Oh my god, it's tiny, look. I'm really trying here. There, you see there's a tiny, I mean, you can hardly even see it on camera here, hang on. There. Tiny bit of play. No upwards and downwards. There's a tiny little bit of shake though, listen. Well, I can't, well. There. So I'm not rotating, I'm actually going up and down. So look. It's so hard to show. Hang on. There. There's a tiny bit of up and down play, you see it? It's so hard to show. There. There, you see it? Tiny bit, but again, it's not, it's nothing. It's well with it, and for this price, you know, that's not a problem. I'm just so impressed with this. So we'll go through the heads that you get. In fact, I want to show you them up close as well. So we'll do like a zoom in. So let's get nice and close here. So there's a PH1. You can see that. No burrs and marring. Beautiful. PH0. Some slotted there. Look at the torques. I'll get as close as I can. And they are security ones. See that there? Really nice. Really nice. There's your standoff, which is for, I believe, iPhones and things like that, iPads, that sort of stuff, generally Apple based products. Phillips slotted, and then on this side we have more. There's the hexes, look, no problem with the hexes. You've got your TW there. Very impressed. I've tried to get as close as I can, and this is in 4K. And if you notice how that's constructed, they have a hex key, but that's metallic. And then what's happening is the other end of the magnet, can you see it down there at the bottom of there? The other end of the magnet is what retains that. So when that goes down, there. And listen, there's nothing. That's almost acting like a bumper. It's still plastic, but that's just, it's just hanging by that magnet. And then boosh, I mean, that's just beautiful. I love the design. There, straight in, and listen. Look at how free flowing that is. Really, it's a pleasure to use. So I'll quickly go over what you get, and then I'll tell you what I like about it, and I'll try and give it a mark because I've waffled long enough. I'm sorry about that. So you get your slotted, you get slotted 1.5 and 2. You get Phillips, you get all the way down to the 000, the 00, the 0 and the 1. So right down to the fine stuff. You know when you've got to do like sunglasses and you've got those irritating tiny little things, and most the back of laptops and things like that when you're taking the backs off. So that'll cover you for most of that. Hex 1.5 to 2.5. You've got your normal torques. You haven't got a lot of normal torques. You've just got T2, 3 and 4, but they are really small. And then you have the other torques. So remember, the other torques are the ones with the hole in, the bore hole, sometimes they're known as, or security torques. So you get a T5, 6, T8, T9 and T10. You also get the pentalobe, which is like the, you may see that on the Apple stuff, the pentalobe is P2 and P5. You get one posi drive, 1.5. Generally at this size you wouldn't be using a lot of posi drive. And a lot of the time, posi drive is more of a European thing than for the American market and things like that. I use posi drive a lot, but I realised that there are people who don't. Basically, posi drive is just a Phillips that with a cam out prevention mechanism. Basically, you have 4 extra little fins, but I'm not going to go in that. That's not what this video is about. You then have a 1Y shape, which is a 0.6, one tri-wing, or the TW, one, well, size 1 as they claim it. Then you have the triangle one, so it's just a triangle, 2.3, and then you have the U-shaped one. That's the one where you get like the 2 little bits that go in the 2 holes, and then you rotate. You sometimes see those on like money boxes and phones and things like that. So you get a 2.6 out of there. So good points and bad points. Good points, right? Mag head. So it's magnetic, so they don't fall out. I like that, and it's pretty strong. You've got mag storage, so the staying via a magnet, extremely impressive. I love that. I love that design. It's similar on the one of these VHRs here. This is magnetic, so they stay in. If you have a look, so they just lift out, look. But there's actually there's, at the bottom there's a magnetic bar. Boom, do you hear the click? So you're not, that doesn't wear out. So you're not, if you're doing that for work every day and you keep taking them out, that's not going to wear out. And exactly the same with this. And I think that's important on an ADC tool. You don't want bits that wear out. You're getting 24 bits. It's got basically an anti-roll body, so it doesn't roll because you have these angles. Yes, that gives you a little bit of extra grip, but the purpose of that is, I mean, most sort of stuff has it. You've got cutouts there which prevent the roll. The PB Swiss has these to prevent the roll. The VHR do their own things. PB Swiss do their own thing. And I think the VHR here, they put them down here. So there's some prevention there. It just means when you're working, it's not getting knocked off the table. So they have thought about that. Super smooth spinning cap watch. Absolute perfection. Beautiful to use. Extremely low price. They use an S2 steel on the bits, which is about what you would expect for a 4mm driver. It includes all the security torques. Again, perfect. I really like that. Would have been nice to see a few of the security pentalobes. I generally don't see those anywhere. You can make your own with a drill, but you shouldn't have to do that. It accepts all 4mm bits without issue, even though this is a double-ended. To save, you've got double-ended bits to save space. You can. And haven't got that irritating hole where when you put your own bits in, they go flying down, you go, oh no, I've lost a bit. There's none of that. In regards, and it's just super light, it's 60 grams, and that goes in my pocket, no problem. I would say a couple of bad points. I mean, there's very little. There's a tiny difference between that and the Tips watch. So the finish on that, it's so hard to see. Can you see how it's slightly different? So that, I would say that's slightly more matte and that's slightly more glossy. See how it's reflecting my finger? See my finger being reflected in that facet there, watch. It's not being reflected on that. So I think they've manufactured that and that separately, and that's why this is probably manufactured separately. It would have been nice for that and that to have matched perfectly, but it's $10. I'm looking for problems here. I'm looking for problems, so I'm really nitpicking there. So that's it. There's a tiny difference between the finishes there, but I'm looking for those problems. Other than that, I can't really think of any other problem. That's it. That's about it. There doesn't seem to be any warranty on this, but at $10, who cares? So if you're the sort of person who would like the warranty again, you know, that's something you want to think about. Anyway, so I need to give this a mark out of 10. Bear in mind, this was under $10 with free delivery. I think it looks lovely. It's got mag storage. It's got all those bits, double-ended. None of them look dodgy. They're using S2 steel, just like the iFixit stuff on the small 4mm drivers. It takes 4mm drivers from other manufacturers. It's got a magnet there. That's as smooth as hell. That's ludicrous. That's almost like a maglev fan on a PC. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Anyway, I'm waffling here. So because I love it so much at this price point, yes, there will be tools slightly better. I'm sure PB Swiss outrank them on quality just, but my goodness, they've done a good job here. For something you can just carry around, I think they've done a great job. I'm going to give this a 9.5, just down to the price. And I will be using this and carrying this. I'll put a link down below. It's not an affiliate one. I'm not trying to make money. It'll just be direct to their website, the people who actually make it. I'm not trying to sell you anything here, so you can have a look yourself. But super impressed. I'd never even heard of Hoto. I thought they were like a band from the 1980s, but no. So designed by Hoto. Well done, Hoto. Well done. So 9.5, so much to like, and not a lot to test really, apart from that slight colour difference, but I'm really looking for problems at this price point. So well done, 9.5. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll try to keep this short, but as usual, we're nearly up to 20 minutes, so my apologies. Anyway, enjoy your day. If you think that's rubbish, there's much better stuff at this price. Stick it down below. Let's help each other. If you like PB Swiss tools, or if you like the VHR stuff, or if you like the, you know, whatever, the Vera, whatever you want to call it, stick it down below. I'm sure something I haven't had a look at is the Klein tools. So if anyone's got any of the Klein tool stuff, they look quite old-fashioned to me, but I don't care, because if they work, who cares? So If anyone knows about the Klein Tool stuff, if you know that they're particularly good, let me know down below, and we'll all help each other, and we'll share links. It's all freedom of speech. I never delete anything. We're just here to help each other. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll let everyone else get on with their day. Goodbye.